everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Guru Room Show. And for the Guru Room Show today, I got a very awesome guest. He's an actor, and his name is Paynter. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters, as you could tell. I am the host of the Guru Room, and my interview with Ryan be coming up very soon. This is my Guru Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome to Gru, and thank you so much for taking time out, bud, and coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure. I've been watching a lot of your stuff lately, so I'm all into it, man. It's cool. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, sweet. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Checking out some episodes. I like that.
Of course, I gotta study up, man. I gotta know what I'm getting into. You know what I mean?
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
so, so, like the first thing I wanted to ask you is just typical standard question. Is what drew you to want to get involved with acting?
I did a lot of theater when I was younger, like community theater. I grew up in a very like baseball, football, or you were weird kind of town, so it was very like off from the get-go. But I just always felt a draw to like the performing and entertaining aspect of things. So I did a lot of community theater growing up. Eventually, it was like, yeah, I want to do like film. I want to do the film and TV thing, and it was actually after I watched High School Musical. I was like,
Oh,
I want,
get out,
I
really?
want to be Troy Bolton, is what I said to myself. So, um, yeah, looking back on it now, I would, it's whatever. But but yeah, man, it's just I did a lot of community theater, caught the bug, and got my first agency when I was like a freshman in high school. So just like
Wow.
really early on, and yeah, booked a job on HBO like one of my first couple auditions, and then have had some pretty cool opportunities since. So just trying to keep it going, man.
Hey, if your first role is being on HBO, like you definitely did something right there.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, I was like, it was funny because it was in my first couple auditions, and I was gonna be like, man, it's gonna be so easy. I'm gonna get to the top so fast, and then this that's not how it works. It's not how it works. So, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. You're going right in. I was on HBO. It's only going to go up from here.
Right, right. And then you're like, where's it at? You know what I mean? So 16-year-old me had no idea, man.
So you say you started out before you were in film and television, you did some plays. And was there any play you had the most fun with?
I would say the most fun plays I did were probably Fiddler on the Roof. I played Tevye. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That was-
I've never seen it, but of course I know. I mean, I don't think there's a person that doesn't know what that story is.
yeah, yeah. It's cool, man. That was cool to do that. And then I was also Bert and Mary Poppins too. I had like a little,
Really?
yeah, I had a little bit of a Cockney accent, man, and I was going for it. It was cool. Those are probably my two favorite roles. So
Oh, nice. Okay, okay.
yeah.
And I see you're big into sports too. I was checking out some of your stuff online, and you do like soccer, boxing, all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff,
so
right?
yeah, I've always been staying active. I feel like in this industry you kind of have to, keep your fitness levels up and stuff. I did a lot of soccer growing up in high school. I wrestled.
Oh, nice.
I played basketball. I still play basketball today, and it's just kind of anything I can do to not run on a treadmill. You know what I mean? So just anything other than that, I'm good staying fit wise. But yeah, I'm a huge soccer fan. Yeah, I'm a huge soccer fan. Always have been. So
Who's who's your team?
my team, I'm a Manchester City guy. They just
All
they,
right,
they just
okay.
they just won the Champions League for the first time. I was a fan way before the bandwagon. I want to preface it. I was a fan way before, man. I was a fan 93-20 Queens Park Rangers, Aguero, like 7 years ago, like eight years ago. So I didn't hop on the bandwagon right away, but everybody says that. Everybody says that.
Well, yeah, I think it's like that with any sport, like if someone wins the Super Bowl or Stanley Cup and they ask you who your favorite team is, and you say
Right,
the Stanley Cup winner, the Super Bowl winner, like, oh,
right,
stop jumping on the bandwagon. You
right,
only
right,
like them
right.
because they won.
Yeah, right, right, right. Exactly, man. And it's a downward spiral from there because then you have no way to prove it. You know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah. So
Yeah, like the World Cup when they have the World Cup for soccer, that is insane. Like I live in Philly, and when they had the World Cup, like all the bars were packed. People were in the streets with their soccer shirts, and I never saw like so many fans of soccer in Philadelphia.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy, man. They come out of the woodworks. Whenever USA was making that little bit of a run that they had going on, everybody was coming out to support them, man. It was pretty cool. It was cool. But I work as a bartender too, so I'm a bartender.
Oh,
In
nice.
between acting jobs, and I was working at the bar. We had the World Cup going on. Everybody was going crazy. It was fun, man. It's a fun time.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, what is your go to drink? Is there like a drink you know how to make the best?
Yeah. So I have well, I've probably made about 600 old fashions, to be honest with you. But
Okay,
my favorite drink personally is a drink called a paper plane.
I
It's
don't think I ever heard of that one.
very good. It's very good. It's bourbon, lemon juice, Aperol, and Amaro Nino. And you can either shake it or stir it. It's really good. It's probably my favorite one. It's just refreshing, you know.
Oh,
So
all
yeah.
right. I'm actually gonna get that when
Yeah,
I'm
dude. Next
out
time, next
again.
time you go out, be like, yeah, I got a tip on a paper plane. I would try it out, and the bartender might be like, "What are you talking about?" But he might be like, "Yeah, yeah, you're cool, man. How do you know that one? You know what I mean?" So just risk it, and then if he doesn't know what it is, you just have to explain it to him, and then you'll look even cooler.
Yeah, or just go with my usual. I usually get Jack and Coke.
There you
So
go. There you go.
I'm like,
Yeah.
if they don't
Yeah.
know how to make, I'm like, all right, I'll just do Jack and Coke.
Right. Right. I don't know if they won't know how to make that one either, you know.
If they don't know how to make that, I don't think they should be a bartender.
I don't think so either, man. I don't think so either. Yeah, that's a staple, man. It's a staple.
I know, right? You know, do you have what what food do you like most? Like if you're going out, like what's your plate look like? What's your food of choice when you're going out?
I'm going out. I'm big into sushi, man. I'm a
Oh
sushi guy.
my God,
Yeah,
yes,
I love some good sushi, man.
yes.
I haven't gotten into the sashimi scene yet, but I'm into this. I'm into sushi really heavy. If we go to if anybody's ever taken me out, I gotta go to a sushi spot, Japanese place. Like I'm big into pho. I like noodles, So
Yes.
anything along those lines. And then obviously you can't go wrong with like a cheeseburger or something like that
Well,
too.
yeah, of course.
Total, total
Of
opposite ends of
course.
the spectrum, but no, I'm big into sushi for sure.
Same. Like I if I go out to eat, that's mostly where I go at. Like
Yeah.
to any Japanese place, have my sushi and sake. I'm not an
There
alcoholic,
you
I promise.
go. Yeah, like half the conversations. Yeah, hey, just preface. I'm not either. I'm not either. So yeah, let's throw that out there real quick.
Yeah, right, exactly. 'Cause they're gonna be like, this host, is he drunk?
Can't have any judgment in the comments, man. You can't do it.
I know, right? But my favorite roll is actually the spicy tuna roll.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
that's my when I'm out, I'm like, all right, spicy tuna. If you don't have that, I'm leaving and going to the next one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand, man. That's a staple. I get that one a lot too. I've been into they have different names sometimes, like volcano rolls or dynamite rolls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those two are really good, man. Those are my staples probably. But spicy tuna, man, that's a solid one. I mean,
Oh
that's a
my
go-to. That's a
God.
staple. If you don't have that, then you should not be a restaurant. You know what I mean? Serious.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're a Japanese restaurant, spicy tuna roll, what are you doing? You gotta get with the times, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Rocco wants it. It's gotta happen, man. It's gotta be on
Yes, definitely.
there.
And like going back to your films and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As you can see, I'm a big horror guy,
Right.
and you actually starred in two horror shorts, right? You
Yeah,
were
yeah.
you were the lead in two horror shorts, and how was your experience like being in horror?
I've always loved the horror genre, man. It's a cool thing to be a part of, you know. Keeping the audience on their seat, like on the edge of their seat the whole time. It's something that not any other genre can really do. You know,
You're right.
thrillers and horrors are usually go hand in hand. So it's like one of those things where if the audience is constantly not knowing when that's gonna pop up, they're gonna stay focused. You know what I mean? So all these jump scares keep them in tune, and some of these movies now you can kind of zone out just because of there's a lot of space like in the plot. But with horror, man, you're always on the edge of your seat, you know,
Yes.
and I really love the anticipation aspect of that. So I've loved being in some of these horror things, like Stranger Things, man. I mean, that's just such a cool show to be a part of, even a small part of that. You know, just having that role and just and maybe somebody was like, oh, like what was that guy doing? Even for my part, you know what I mean? This is cool. To be able to be able to like portray that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I love the horror genre.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask next, because one of my favorite shows ever is Stranger Things,
Yeah.
and I see you played one. You played what they call dying teen.
Yeah, right,
That's the role
right.
that they have on there.
Yeah, dude.
It-
Well, so funny story about that. I auditioned for Stranger Things probably 6 or 7 times, and I'm pretty sure the Duffer Brothers were just like, yeah, just give them something. So they're just they literally I barely auditioned for that role. I had like one audition for it, and no callbacks, nothing else. They were just like, yeah, just put them in,
just
and
kill him.
yeah, just put them in. Just give them something. But it was so cool. They directed my episode. It was so cool to meet them and get to work with them, even for if it was for like a small period of time. You know, I actually auditioned with Barb's dying scene when she goes in the pool and she goes into the upside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy because it was a lot of action and movement, like minimal words. So I had to come up with a lot of different movements to be able to portray like you know the Demogorgon and stuff like kind of
Hmm.
coming after me like you know pulling my legs and everything like that. Um, so it was hard to do it, but they liked it. Actually, I actually broke a lot of rules in that. So this is my backdrop. This is my backdrop for my normal auditions, right? And whenever I did the audition, she's in the scene. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
she has a part where she like drops down and like cracks her ribs, right? And
Hmm.
so I put a chair in front of me. I did it on a chair, and then whenever the monster pulls me back, I actually like went into the wall like this, and it made like a loud like bang, and
Oh wow.
that just ended the audition, and I think that kind of stuck out in their heads because I'm sure nobody else did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Um, so it was just cool to be able to kind of like you know throw the shit to the side and just really go into the role. And I've always loved that, man. Just diving in and you know saying like hell with the rules or whatever. You know? So, yeah, rules are meant to be broken. You know what I mean?
That that is so true. Like I'm not a rule person. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do the total opposite of
Right.
what you said.
Right. We're just rebellious. We're just rebellious guys, man. 100%.
Right. I'm trying to picture your face. So, like, what was the scene you had in Stranger Things?
So there's a part in the new season where Fred is about to die from Vector.
Yeah,
Okay. Fred is the guy with glasses that's in the yearbook scene.
yeah, yeah.
So the scene where he is like flashbacking to the burning car.
Okay,
The person that's
okay.
falling out of the car is me, the one that's screaming at him, like yelling at him, like say like help me or whatever. You know, that's me. And they flash back to it a couple different times throughout the season. Um, so So yeah, so it was cool because I'm a part of like whenever he is like the reason that Vecna's coming after him.
Exactly.
Being
Exactly.
safe,
Okay. Now,
watching.
okay. I
Yeah.
know what it is now.
Yeah, so that's it. That's it. But yeah, no, it was really cool. I had like a stunt double for the day, and
Really?
yeah, yeah, stunt double. I took a picture with him on my Instagram. It was just cool because he did a lot of stuff, and yeah, we did a bunch of shots. Like the glass that I was crawling over was actually like what they put in like fish tanks, like in the
Get
bottom.
out.
Yeah, like the rubber pieces of glass.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They look so real. But
You were.
but yeah, so I was actually so he was inside the car because it was actually on fire. It wasn't just CGI. The car was like
Oh.
yeah, the car was legit on fire. But they added flames in post, but there was
Yeah.
a lot of fire going on there. So he was inside the car where it was like probably 100 something degrees, and I was
Oh
like
my
whenever
God.
right when his head broke the surface or broke the got out of the car or whatever. I was it was my face and it was me. So but yeah, it was a cool experience, man. Everything's like a stepping stone. Had a scene in Echoes on Netflix with Michelle Monaghan for Mission
Mhm.
Impossible, and just working with actors that are so experienced is like a blessing because it's almost like an acting class and you're working at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? So
Well, I mean, on Stranger Things, you have quite a few people there with a lot of experience. One
yeah,
known a rider,
yeah,
like
yeah,
she's
yeah.
been in the game for years.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a long time, man. So she knows her
Did,
stuff too.
did, did you actually get to meet like the main cast, like
I got to meet.
her and Noah Schnapp and all those?
So I didn't get to meet most of them. I feel like they're in like a different like area most of the time.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
planted out that way. They had actually I was wearing Joe Keery's clothes though because we're the same size. So they had me in his wardrobe. I literally was like going through his wardrobe. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's cool. So so I feel like I kind of met him, a little bit, like I guess. I kind of got, some of the tea about like just like all the stuff that's going on like through the clothing designers and they were just
Nice.
really cool to tell me that everybody's just so nice and everybody's like so willing to like do something different on set, because
Okay.
that's really what it is about Stranger Things. It's just like it's so drastically different than any other show that's ever been made, really. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So the cool thing about being on there is it's like they're so willing to try something different, like go off the script and like
Hmm.
just make something that's totally unexpected for the audience. Like I couldn't imagine my reaction to those bones cracking, in the season. Like if I had to looked at my face, I'd been like, "What the hell's going on?" Because that's so different
I
than what
know
they
it
did before.
is.
It's gruesome, but it really caught your attention. You know what I mean? So I've always been for that. Just taking jumps and just going for it. And that's really what I want to do with my career as well. So
Oh, wow. Okay. And I see you were also part of a couple things like no one can hear you scream. Like you were
yeah.
also on that. You were on that television show and the paramedic who stalked me, I think it was, right? The film.
Yeah. Yeah, Lifetime movie. Yeah, that was pretty cool to do
Hmm.
that. Yeah, I was in a couple of scenes of that, and yeah, I like that a lot. It was cool to work with Lifetime, and uh, yeah, I had a lot of gore in that one too. I was all bloodied up in that one. But yeah, No One Can Hear You Scream was really cool too. Those shows are so cool. Like like
Yeah.
bringing the crimes to life. Like they're always cool to
Oh,
do
yeah.
both of those. And yeah, I got some cool stuff coming up. After the writer's strike, I'm like standing with them, like all in the strike and everything. So
Yeah.
whenever giving my solidarity whenever I can. But whenever it's over, I got some cool stuff coming out and. Yeah, man, I'm just excited for the future. But yeah, those were really cool to be able to be a part of those and get my name in the hat with those directors and everything too.
Oh, definitely for
Yeah,
sure. And
absolutely.
it seems like you did like quite a few things with the world of horror. Is that something you would love to keep on doing?
Oh, absolutely, man. I would love to keep going with the world of horror, man. I mean, I know, a couple people from like Blumhouse like follow me on Instagram, and
Really?
I'm just like, when are you gonna,
Yeah,
sign,
exactly.
sign me something? But yeah, I would love to keep going with the horror thing, man. I mean, it's such a cool genre. I got so close to being a part of the Halloween movies. I was like really close to gonna be a part of those, and that's
Get
that's
out.
that's part of this business is it's like. Um, you get so close and then you're like right there. Like
Yeah.
I was top three for this show, probably right before writer strike. And I was like top two or three to get the role. But it's like, one thing about this that it took me a while to understand this business is that there's a lot of rejection. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's
Um,
there's there's a ton.
right. And you can't like dwell on it because that's just how it is. It's nothing about, your talent or anything else. There's so many factors that go along with it, like, how tall you are, how short you are, how big your nose is, like all the stuff that you can't even control, you know what I mean? So it's just like it's just like one of those things where when I was younger, it's not like basketball or it's not like football where if you're the best and you're the best stats, you're gonna get seen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like there's a little bit of luck that goes in there, and you got to know the right people, make the right connections, um, and just take every opportunity you can get, really. So that's the thing, because you never know when it's going to lead to something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like how do you deal with that? Like say there's like a role that you really really wanted and you don't get it.
Mhm.
Like how do you come back from that? Because like I know that probably is like a tough blow.
Yeah.
Like this role you think you're perfect for, the role you want to do, and someone else gets it instead of you. Like how does that affect your mind frame going into the next role that you're all auditioning for?
Yeah. Well, one thing that it took me a while to learn is that every no is one step closer to a yes. I think that's the thing
Sure.
that's the thing that I went through. There's been some roles that I was like, oh man, I for sure have this one. Like everything seemed like it was lining up. I thought I was the perfect candidate. And then you just don't get it. They hire somebody else and at the end of the day, it's like it's their time. You know, and
Mhm.
and everybody's gonna have their time. Everybody's gonna have their time to shine. And I think that's what took me a while to understand. I feel like I matured a lot faster in this industry just because of all the rejection and the thick skin that I had to grow. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think that going forward, it's just like you can really want some roles, but at the end of the day, so does somebody else. So does somebody else.
Sure.
So does somebody else think that they're perfect for the role. So because I was heard, I think it was Ryan Gosling talking the other day. I watched an interview and he was like, what you think that you have like you're the only one that made that choice about wearing the cowboy hat, and then you walk and then you walk into the audition room and everyone's wearing cowboy hats. You know what I mean? It's like everyone will say like choose something different and then
Mhm.
go for it. But sometimes all you have to do is be you. So I think that whenever you're confident in yourself and your abilities, it's going to shine through and they're going to see that. And not everybody's going to be able to, cast you for that specific role, but who says they're not
Yeah.
going to keep you in mind for another one?
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, just kick ass in that audition that you do, and hope for the best. But if you don't get it, you really just gotta pick your pride up off the floor and move on. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. You, yeah, you can't dwell on something like that. Anything, not only all auditioning for roles, like if even if you're going for like a job and you get passed over for a
yeah,
job, like you have to keep going. Don't let that be the thing that stops you and sends you on like a downward spiral. Like you just have to keep moving forward. Like you said, 10 no's, one yes.
mhm.
That you
That-
have to go through the nose to jump to the yes.
right, 100%, man. Yeah, you got it, dude. You got it. Seems like you've been down this road before too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, I'm not the wise one here, man. I'm not, I mean, you're the wisest, man. I'm just trying to live up to you.
And is there, besides being on the biggest television show ever, Stranger Things. Like, is there which role did you have the most fun doing besides that?
I have this movie coming up. I don't know when it's gonna come out. It'll probably be around fall time. It's gonna be on Hulu, and it's for Searchlight Pictures, I'm actually really blessed to be able to be a part of that. I mean, like 13, 14 scenes. It should, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm playing the younger version of Julian McMahon from Nip Tuck.
Oh my
Um,
God,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So they gave me like blue contacts and everything. Um,
He was on Charm too.
yeah, yeah, he's really cool. He's really cool. That's funny. My dad loves Charm too. Anyway, yeah, I catch him. I come back and he's watching at like 3 a.m. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, but yeah. So that was probably my favorite part, just because I've always been into roles that are super challenging.
Yeah.
Uh, and because you can do all these scenes in acting class and do them and like play like the Italian gangster or whatever, but it's like it doesn't really it doesn't it's so hard to compare it to the real thing. Like when you're in front of this big production team where they're all counting on you to finish the scene on time so they can get to the next shot. It's like, but you also got to bring the emotion that they're looking for. It's like I dropped into the role like so many different times because it was so different than anything I've played. Because I told you I'm usually like the villain.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm usually like the villain because I mean I don't know if it's like a voice thing or type thing or whatever else. But
I
like I
don't know.
said,
You
typecast is
seem
that.
like a really nice person. I can't see why they would want you to be the villain.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works, I guess. But I appreciate it. But yeah, so there's just so many times where because I'm so used to being like overconfident and like
Mhm.
in your face, but this one was like really like shy and like in his head a lot. And I mean, because I mean, he was abused, you know what I mean? So
Oh,
it was just hard to be able to really play that in truthfully. And that was probably my favorite role that I've done so far in my career, and I can't wait for that movie to come out. It'd be really cool. So
well, I can't wait to see it.
yeah,
It sounds good.
yeah, it's gonna be really good, dude. I'm excited. So yeah, but that was my favorite
Sweet.
role. I also I don't know if you saw I had blonde hair. Did you see that?
I saw the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was, that
I
was
wasn't sure which version of you was coming on the show.
yeah, you didn't know, man. Hey, I'm sure you were like, wow, his hair's a lot longer and darker. I thought it was, anyways, yeah, well, that was cool too. That was for a show that's gonna be on Apple TV relatively soon too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so everything works out. It'll be on there, but yeah, they dyed my hair blonde for it. They bleached it blonde, and oh dude, I had some bad hair loss after that too. It was crazy.
Wait, really?
Well, yeah, because I did the series and then the movie like right after each other, and when I did the series, I filmed these like back in like August, September, October was when I filmed these. So whenever I did all that stuff, it was like I went from being brown to blonde to we took a little space from the series and then they bleached it blonde to re-bleach it, you know what I mean, again.
My
And
God.
then right after the movie or right after the series I wrapped the series whatever about 2 weeks, and then I was back brown again. They dyed it brown like in the trailer, and
Wow.
it was because they sent me to a salon originally, and it was everything was good, and those people are so good at what they do, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the hair design, what do they call them? People that do hair and makeup like departments, they're so good and they're so cool to work with, and they're so good at what they do. But my hair was just not used to it. Just wasn't used to it. And I woke up and I was like in the middle of like filming this movie, and I wake up and I look at my pillow and there was like 30, 40 pieces of hair, and I was like,
Oh
what? I
no.
was like, what is going on?
I would be freaking out. I'd be
Dude,
like,
it was
no, I'm too young
crazy.
to lose my
I
hair.
was like, I was doing everything, man. I was taking biotin gummies. I was doing coconut oil. Like I was doing everything. I was like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. I cannot go bald already, but it looks
I
like
know, right?
I ended up being fine. So
Y-
um,
Yeah, you got a full head of
I got a
hair.
full head
So
now, and I need to cut it, but I'm like, oh, it's just so nice to have it again. You know what I mean? So uh,
exactly. You're like,
So
I think I want to keep it. I don't want to. I don't think I want to cut it.
right, right. I don't want to mess it up anymore, man. I don't want to do anything, you know. But that's thing for Apple TV would be really cool. I'm actually a super villain in that one. So
A
I have like
not only a villain, but a super villain.
oh well I the main yeah I'm one of the villains in the show and yeah I got like little powers and everything. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really cool.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see both of them, to be honest. So yeah.
Okay, so when you had your hair dyed blonde, the rumor is the blondes have the most fun. Is that true?
Well, I wasn't blonde long enough to see if it was true. That I might go back but I'm a brunette till I die, man.
Okay.
I'm all for it. So yeah. So I think it's up to the blondes. I mean, maybe they. I can't say I'm a member of the blondes because I still had the brown roots. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah,
I was,
true,
I was a
true.
traitor. I was a traitor, but I did have a lot of fun when I was doing it, man. So maybe, you know what I mean?
Okay. And when you're not doing film and television and auditioning for films, what do you like doing during your free time?
I'm big into working out, staying fit just because you never know and you have to do the shirtless scenes or whatever else. You know what I mean? You never know.
Definitely, yeah.
No, so I'm big into that and um I do bartending on the side, so I've been kind of into like I'm also getting a managerial business degree online just to have that too because might as well. Um
Yeah.
Planning on going to LA in January, moving out there. Um, so yeah, a lot of changes going on. Just trying to stay sane right now. I'm also just finished writing my own short film.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna write and direct it and be a part of it too. We're starting production end of August. So,
Oh,
um,
nice, man.
yeah, man. So it's a very short film. Yeah, no pun intended, but. It's like 10, it's about 10 pages. Because I want to put in like a lot of festivals that are like 10 minutes or less, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm really excited to do that. I've always been into like passion projects and it's something that I've you know been like I wrote it, rewrote the ending, rewrote the beginning, it's all whole thing, and I was just like I'm gonna finish this damn thing. So one night I just at 3 a.m. was just like, all right, I'm getting it done. So I did it. Got some people on board. Got the whole cast and everything. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be cool because I've never really I've been directed, but I've never been the director.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So
um,
this is like a first time thing then.
yeah, yeah, 100%. And I'm excited about it. It'd be cool. It's people always don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Now I'm starting to see what goes on behind the scenes, like getting the locations and getting people's schedules to match up. It's so hard, man. It's insane. Yeah,
Because
so
you got to get everybody to come on the same page, the same time, the same day.
right,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
a pain in
And
the ass.
you can't have all these people like flaking, last
Yeah.
minute. And it's hard, but I don't want to do like the contracts thing, I don't want to like
Yeah.
bind people, you know what I mean? Um, I'm just trying to get everybody on the same page and hope that they stick to their word, and we'll see how it goes. So,
Hey, we'll see what happens with that.
yeah,
I wish you the best of luck with
I
setting
appreciate
up
it, bro.
everything.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I'm gonna need it, so we'll see how it goes.
And is there any hidden talent if fans might not know about you?
Hidden talent. I'm actually pretty good at accents and impressions.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I used to do a lot of impressions. And it's funny. I have people ask me, they'll be like, "Can you talk in a British accent for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that for you real fast." And then I'll do like the Australian thing where it's like, one thing. This guy, when I work at a hotel bar, so people from all
Okay.
over the world come.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's Australian, right? And he's like, if you want to be Australian, you got to say razor blades. You got to be like razor blades. You know what I mean? So if you say razor blades, you'll be on your way. So I got into that, and I've been doing that for a while, so I really like doing like impressions. Like I'm trying to think of a character I could do. I used to be able to do Mort from Madagascar, but well, me if I
Oh
don't
yeah, 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 yeah.
don't know if I need to embarrass myself right now and do that, but
I don't want to embarrass myself.
but I really like doing the impressions and accents because you never know when you need to do something like that. Whenever I did Bird from Mary Poppins, it was like Cockney like this, you know, you're talking like real deep real deep in the docks. So it's like just one of those things that I've tried to hone in on because you never know
Oh
when you're
yeah,
gonna do it. You know, the British actors play Americans. The Americans can play the British too, you know? So
right.
yeah, but I've always been so like into other cultures and learning about them. I told you I'm into sushi. I'm really into
Yes,
I'm really into Asian culture and just learning about
same, same. I
yeah,
love that.
100%. So, so anything I really want to go. I want to go. This isn't related to Asian culture, but I really want to go to Europe and do like the whole like Italy,
Oh
France,
yeah,
like England thing. I want to go all the way around, just experience everything. So that because I feel like that can really go into my work too.
exactly.
Just understanding other people's backgrounds and because I feel like you have to that's one thing that people don't really understand is the authenticity of the work. You have to be able to analyze other people's upbringings
You're
um,
right.
because I was blessed to be in like a like a family where everything most things were provided. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't like I had to come out of nowhere and make a name for myself. So being able to see those firsthand and really feel for those people, not just with me being an outsider, but also like talking to them and understanding like what they're going through. So I feel like that really plays into the work. So I would love to go to Europe and get thrown right into the culture. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
even if it chews me up and spits me out, you know what I mean? I would love to go into it. So yeah.
And then like each part of the world you go to, you could pick up how to talk like them and
Right.
use it for your film and television.
100%, man. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do. So
Yeah,
so yeah, so I really just want to see the world and experience a lot of things. I'm 22, so I'm pretty young. Uh,
yeah.
so I want to see the world, and while I can travel through it without breaking my back or my hips or whatever else. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But yeah, plan on moving to LA in January, and it's such a melting pot of culture over there too. You said you're in Philly. There's a lot of culture over there
Mhm.
too.
Oh
Philly.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
so I really am excited to be thrown in.
Crazy sports fans here too.
Dude, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw your interview with what's his name? Vince Mattis is his name, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. From Teen
Yeah,
Wolf.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And he was you were talking about that was right after or soon after Philadelphia won the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, it
Yes.
was. Yeah.
So you talking about how crazy crazy it was over there with all the fans. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it was when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl but didn't win it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't win it. Yeah.
and and they went absolutely
Insane.
bonkers, like they were flipping cars over, and then people were actually standing on the glass for the bus stop, and
Oh, dude.
they fell through the
Oh
glass
man.
shattered everywhere. It was an absolute it was a mess.
Yeah, people were
It was a
mad about
mess. It
that, man.
was.
Even it bled into. I live in North Carolina, so it bled into North Carolina too, man. I mean, I felt the hatred, from over here. So I was like, gotta suck being over there right now. I was kind of going through it. Yeah, but, maybe next year. You never know, right? You never
Yeah, yeah, you never know,
know.
right? So, what kind of sports do you like? Is that one of them? Foot?
Yeah, yeah. I'm into football. I'm into football. I'm actually a college football fan. I'm a huge,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of UNC. Drake May, the quarterback's my guy. He's a stud, and I'm big into soccer. Manchester City's my team, and I'm also a huge fan of the Olympics. Whenever the Olympics come
Oh,
around,
okay, yeah, yeah.
so interesting to see all that, like winter or summer or whatever. Um, And yeah, those are probably my favorites. I mean, any of these sports, dude, you have to be such a talented athlete to be able to do any of these things. Wrestling, like WWE,
Yeah.
UFC, like you have to be so talented and just committed to your job because it's
Oh
like
my God, I
you get
know.
beat up and the cardio is crazy and yeah, it's insane. Even with the teams like that are there for like medical, like the staff and everything, even then, even with them, it's like you still have to be super committed and take care of yourself. And I really admire their drive.
Oh yeah, like I know firsthand because I
Hmm.
used to do pro wrestling. I'm like
Oh yeah,
I never made it to WWE and all that, but
dude,
I
that's
I
sick, though.
I
That's
was involved within pro pro wrestling. I would go to shows and wrestle, and I
nice.
had a character, and
Yeah,
it was it's brutal. It's a lot of work, and
dude.
you get injured like it's not as
Oh
fake
yeah.
as they say it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know, man. I could only imagine. There's no way. There's no way you can just go through a ton of those shows like that and not even go through unscathed. You know what I mean? You got to get some.
Oh my god. Like I was like thrown off ladders, slammed through tables.
Oh dude.
I they put me in a ring with this guy who was 500 pounds who stabbed me in the head with a fork.
Oh man. Oh dude.
Yes, yes.
That is
I
crazy.
I was bleeding all over, blood squirting all over the ring, and he just kept repeatedly stabbing me in the open
Oh
wound with the fork.
man.
Yeah, yeah, like
What did you even do afterwards? What did you say to him? Did you say anything to him?
yeah, I was like, what happened? He was like, I wanted to put on a good show. It was a good show,
Oh,
right? I'm like, I guess. I said, I don't
dude.
remember most of it because I was scared I was going to pass out from blood,
Yeah. That's
from
crazy.
losing too much blood.
That's crazy. I
Oh yeah,
wow.
like
That's
they
wild.
had me in all kind of stuff. Like I they had me in the ring with uh, Isis the Amazon was this woman. It was a woman, and
Yeah.
she was 6'10" and 300 pounds, and
Oh my gosh, dude.
she whooped me.
That's that's insane. That is crazy. I'd be terrified too, man. She probably whoop me too. That's wild, man. That's,
but she was actually really nice. Like after the show was over, and her ride was supposed to pick her up to
yeah.
drive her back to the plane,
Mhm.
and the ride never showed up. And my friend came to pick
Yeah.
me to drive me home,
Yeah.
and I couldn't leave her there. And
Oh man.
she got into this like car, like, and she
She
had to
barely
sit.
fit in there, yeah.
No, she sat in the back seat. One leg was out one window in at the driver's side,
Oh,
and the other
dude.
leg out the other window, and she was all crunched up in the back, and we and then we had to drive her to the airport,
Yeah.
and she couldn't get out of the car because she was all cramped up and her leg was like
Oh.
out of both windows.
Yeah. That's
That was an experience. It was.
that's that's insane. I couldn't imagine. You are yeah, that's crazy, man. You got some seems like I would love to go drink with you, man. You sound like you got some crazy stories.
Oh my god, yeah. Like if I told you all the stories, we would be on the show for like 7 hours.
Oh yeah. Hey, sometimes you gotta tell them, man. The stories need to be told. Just tell
Right.
everyone in each interview. Just tell each different
I know, right?
one.
Exactly. And what about songs? Like what kind of music do you like? What's on your playlist?
I'm big into like alternative and I like R&B stuff too. Um, yeah, Travis Scott has dropped a new album today, so I was listening to that
Yeah, yeah,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, I was listening. I don't know if it was today, but he dropped it recently. But I was listening to that today, and there's this guy named Quinn 92. People call him like Quinn XCII. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's like kind of like an indie artist, but I like him a lot too.
Okay.
And Maroon 5 is actually my favorite band of all time.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So if you had to do a go-to karaoke, what would it be?
Oh man, my go-to karaoke, "Careless Whisper" by George Michael.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Nice.
100%, dude.
I like that. I
100%.
like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, that's a classic, dude. That's a classic.
Okay.
That's George Michael, man. My dad like locked me in a room when I was younger and made me listen to George Michael for hours. So, I feel like I got an appreciation of him when I was like 5, and it just never stopped. So,
So was it all George Michael? Like even when he was with like Wham and stuff?
yeah, even when he was with Wham, he made me listen to NSYNC too, and Backstreet Boys. You know,
Yeah.
that was before my time, but not really because I still was thrown into it anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, that could have either been a positive experience or you could have
Or yeah,
been frightened for the rest of your
yeah,
life
yeah,
every
yeah.
time a George Michael
Well,
song would
when
play.
I say he locked me in a room, when I say he locked me in a room, it wasn't actually locked me in a room,
I know.
but it felt like it. You know what I mean? So, but he was making sure that I got all these songs in there. So, um, oh yeah, but yeah, it's crazy.
Is is there any artist or band you would love to see live?
Even if they're like broke up, could I still
Yeah,
say?
sure.
Oh yeah. I would love to have. I would love to see the Beatles live again.
Oh my God,
And
yeah.
I would really love to see I would love to see One Direction live again. That's so, like so
Yeah.
weird. But I would love to see One Direction again, man. Because I when I was younger, I was like, oh man, that's weird. I would never like One Direction. But now that I'm older, man, I do some of their songs are really good, and I would love to see them live. I saw Maroon 5 live, so I got to see like my one of my dream bands live. But yeah, those are probably the ones that I would go with. Um, but yeah, so those are probably ones I would go with.
Okay, there you go. And as you know, I'm a horror guy.
Yeah.
So, are there any horror films that you love watching?
Oh man, there's a lot. I mean, I like a lot of the Blumhouse stuff. I had this I really like docu-style films.
Yeah,
Cool. One of my favorite films was obviously Blair Witch Trials. Those were insane.
nice,
Yeah, that's a
nice.
really cool one. And
I actually like the second one.
yeah, I do too. I do too, and that's not a popular opinion. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people like the second one for
I
some reason.
know,
I
but
love it.
I actually loved it. I was
Yeah,
like, this is awesome.
yeah, it was cool. Yeah. And they had like such a small budget too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And it was just cool to see like where that thing went. I like Cloverfield too. That's kind of
yeah, yeah.
might be kind of weird, but I like that a lot. Obviously the classics, you know, like Jason and like you know Michael Myers and all those type of movies and probably one of my favorites, probably Freddy Krueger, like you know,
Nice.
Nightmare on Elm Street. So those that's probably one of my favorite ones. Just the classics like that. I was never really into like the old oldies.
Well, yeah,
You know,
like Wolfman and Dracula and
right,
all.
right, right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, 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 yeah.
actually, Bram Stoker's Dracula is really
That was
good.
good.
That
That
was
was
good.
good. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what about you, man? You like Chucky a lot?
I do. I love Chucky. Like, the have you seen the television series
I
yet?
haven't seen the series. No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Is it
It is.
good?
It's really good, and the same guy does the voice for
Yeah,
Chucky.
yeah.
His name's Brad Dourif. Like
Okay, yeah,
he's still the voice of Chucky yet,
yeah.
and Jennifer Tilly is still his like girlfriend,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. And it kind of plays into his comedy a little bit too, doesn't it? In the movie?
it does, yeah.
Yeah, or in the show, I mean, the show, yeah.
Yeah, now like in the show, he finds a new person to try to take his soul. You know how Chucky
Yeah,
always tried to
yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
the little boy's soul in the movies.
Yeah.
So now he found like a new kid who's like a young teenager, and yeah, and that's the one Chucky latches on to now
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
series.
That's cool. I have to watch the series, man. I have to watch that. That seems like it'd be really cool. Another big franchise that I liked a lot was Alien and Predator, like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah,
Those
definitely,
movies
yes.
are really cool. Yeah, but one of the scariest movies that I saw was probably because when I was younger, Jeepers Creepers. I went up.
That was that was scary.
Dude, whenever I was younger and I saw that, I still have like a core memory of like, walking out in the middle of the night and see my parents watching Jeepers Creepers, and I saw that scene in the bus. You know what I mean? He's like licking his lips. Oh, dude,
Uh-huh.
that would be forever ingrained in my brain. I swear it will.
Now every time you see a school bus driving by, you're like looking
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to
I feel
see
like PTSD on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like what? But yeah. So yeah, that movie was crazy scary to me just because it's like I was so young and I saw that, and yeah, it kept me up for a lot of nights. That's for sure.
that's definitely not a movie to see when you're young. Yeah,
Oh,
not
right, right,
it's very creepy. It is.
right. It is. Yeah, Jeepers Creepers, man. Crazy movie.
Yeah, definitely. So, are you a fan of like Halloween season too? Like, do you dress up and all that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Last year I was, let me see what I was last year. I was actually a vampire last year. I had
Nice,
like a super edgy, like I had like the fangs and everything. Yeah, I
nice.
went I, I went I went pretty I went pretty all out. And I'll have to look and see if I can find some pictures later on because I need to remind myself of what that looked like. But I did like the did a lot of different things for Halloween. I was actually trying to think of what else I was. I was Spider-Man one year, obviously, when I
All
was younger.
right,
Yeah, I was. I gotta think of some other ones. I was Captain America. I swear I was, and then
nice,
a lot
nice.
of a lot of these superheroes, man. I also did like a when I was older, I did like a mechanic, like kind of thing. Just good stuff to be able to walk into the costume parties. You know what I mean? So I but
Oh
I
yeah, of course.
but I'm huge. I'm huge into the Halloween. That's one of my favorite seasons for sure. Halloween and
Mine
Christmas.
too.
So, yeah.
Like last year for Halloween, I was the poster I got over here, Brandon Lee the Crow,
Oh, dude, that's cool.
and
Yeah.
that's what I was last year. But uh, uh I I I I I I remember I was going to a party. I
Yeah.
had my face all painted up,
Yeah.
just like how he does in the
Yeah. Yeah.
movie. I get out of the Uber, it starts pouring rain, it washes my paint off, and
Oh
I'm
no.
going in the party looking like a drag queen now.
Oh man. Oh man. That's
I have a
crazy.
long black wig. I have the black leather pants,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tight shirt,
We're going
and
all
my
out,
and
man.
my and like I literally look like a drag queen going
Yeah.
into the
That's funny. Dude, that sucks. You probably took so long on that, and the rain just washed it away.
yeah yeah
Oh, it sucks. That's cool though. I
yeah
love the
that
commitment,
wasn't fun.
but I love the commitment though. It's that's what
I
counts.
still went in.
Yeah, you still had to get it. You still had to go in, man. That's it. Yeah.
So, is there anything coming up that you would like to push or plug or
Yeah, I mean, the movie is gonna be called The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. That'll be coming out probably
that
around
is a hell of a title. I
it
like that.
is. It's based off a New York Times bestseller.
Okay.
So I'm really cool. It was really cool to work with Tina Mabry, the director from The Hate You Give, on that one. So that was pretty cool. Um, that'll be coming out. I don't know when exactly it'll come out. Maybe like the fall, I don't know, after the writer's strike or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm excited to see that one. And then I should be in a show on Apple TV. I don't really know what the title of it's going to be yet. It's untitled, so that'll be cool to do that. And yeah, man, just this. I appreciate you letting me be a part of this, dude. It's super sick to get to talk.
Oh my God,
And,
yeah.
yeah,
Like I really had a lot of fun
yeah,
chatting.
yeah.
This is
I enjoyed this.
this has been great.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And it's cool that you do this thing, and you've had a lot of cool people on here, so it's just cool to be able to put my name in this one too. And I appreciate you reaching out, dude.
Oh my God, yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Well, it was really nice meeting you.
Yeah,
Anytime you want to talk, come back on to talk about a project, and once the strike's over and
yeah,
stuff starts coming out, like
yeah.
you're more than welcome.
Let's do it, man. I appreciate it. I would love to, brother. I appreciate it. It's so nice to meet you too, man. Seriously.
Sweet, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, hey. I'm gonna get into the horror movies, man. I'm gonna get into them. I swear.
All right.
We're gonna
Okay.
do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
All
it.
right.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be in one of those posters. You never know, man. We'll see.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right, but we'll definitely have a good night and good week, man.
Hey, You too, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.